You are listening to the Sports CDP Crash Course, your go-to podcast for all things sports related. We talk about how sports clubs and teams can sell more tickets and merchandise than ever before, and how they can negotiate sponsorship agreements of higher value. We also champion women's sport and discuss how data and innovation can help bring equality to the sports industry. We have interviewed industry leaders who have worked with the likes of the NFL, FC Barcelona, Women in Football UK, FIBA, the Davis Cup, just to name a few. So don't miss out. Listen to today's episode. Clubs have many goals they need to achieve, which is why it is important to have key performance indicators, KPIs. These let you know how you're performing against your goals. Are you reaching your goals all the time or once in a while, if at all? In episode 24, we discussed this very topic of KPIs and we talked about what they are and why you need them. So this episode is a sequel to episode 24, but this time we will focus on the 5 KPIs all clubs should be focusing on. And in no particular order, these are: number 1, ticket sales; number 2, merchandise sales; number 3, match day attendance; number 4, the value of sponsorship agreements; and finally, number 5, the revenue you get from all the other 4 KPIs. Let's dive right in, shall we? So ticket sales is the first KPI. And if you remember in episode 24, we said that your KPIs and goals should be SMART, meaning that they're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. When setting ticket sales as a KPI, you want to be able to answer questions like, how have our ticket sales been in a specific time period? And for all clubs, the goal is to increase ticket sales, or if you're always at full capacity 100% of the time, which is unlikely, you want to keep those numbers consistent. The reason you want ticket sales as a KPI is that this is the strongest indicator of your fans' loyalty, and the success of your ticketing campaigns has huge impact on your merchandise sales, sponsorship, and matchday revenue. The second KPI is merchandise. Merchandise sales are a good revenue source for any club, so of course you want to ensure that you're increasing your merchandise sales. Once again, when tracking this, you have to make sure that you have specific goals for a specific period so that you can measure the effectiveness of your merchandise sales. Just because people are buying tickets to your games does not mean that they end up attending the game. No-shows are such a common occurrence in sports that clubs have had to be innovative to tackle this issue. A great example of this is FC Midtjylland in Denmark, who adopted a subscription-based ticketing model to discourage no-shows. Listen to the discussion that our CEO and founder, Stefan Löfven, had with the ticketing manager of FC Midtjylland, Martin Jacobsen, in episode 49 of the podcast. Matchday attendance is a KPI that you need to keep a close eye on so that you make sure that your stadium is as full as possible. Number 4, you need to keep an eye on the value of your sponsorship agreements. Have your agreements been growing in value in the past 2 years or so? Which sponsors have proven to have the highest engagement and or return on investment in the last 5 years? Which potential sponsors do your supporters have a strong affinity and interest in, and how would that possibly impact your sponsorship value in the next 5 years? There are so many KPIs you can track, so do it. Track the value of your sponsorship agreements. Last but certainly not least is revenue. Has your revenue increased or decreased in the past season? Are you forecasting it to grow in the future or to decrease? How much of your revenue comes from your ticket sales, merchandise sales, matchday purchases, and sponsorship agreements? And are all categories continuing to grow in revenue, or are some decreasing? Is there potential to make more revenue from one or two, if not all of the above categories? Once again, there are many KPIs you can track under this one KPI. But why do you need key performance indicators? Because they will be your guide on what to do next or what not to do. They inform you on how you are performing. This, we all know, is crucial for improving the commercial success of any club, big or small. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure that you follow us on your podcast player so that you never miss an episode. Leave a review for us so we can know what you want to hear more of. If your goal is to get more supporters, superior sales, and real revenue, then visit our website at datatalks.sc and fill out our demo form to experience firsthand how we can help you. Data Talks, more supporters, superior sales, real revenue.